It's not often that a new generation of car is completely indistinguishable from its predecessor. The very fact that a model is getting a new generation means that that car has had some success, and automakers don't want to risk alienating or confusing returning buyers. Hyundai, kind of the fast fashion brand in the auto industry, has said screw that philosophy with this, the 5th generation Santa Fe, even though it looks nothing like the 4 generations of Santa Fe that have preceded it. If not for the Santa Fe logo around back, Hyundai could have called this vehicle anything, because this is essentially an all-new model for Hyundai, both in terms of size. Hyundai does have the audacity to market this vehicle as a compact crossover. There is nothing compact about this car, and its design, which is boxy and futuristic and completely different from the 4 generations of Santa Fe that have come before it. So today we are going to take a look at this new Santa Fe to see what it's all about. Now, are you in the market for a new vehicle and are struggling to decide what that new vehicle should be? I can help by curating a customized list of vehicle recommendations that fit your needs. Visit drakemoscow.com/buying a car to see how I can help you find a new car. Now let's start with the design. I've heard basically 2 opinions about how this car looks. 1, it looks like a Land Rover. 2, that's the ugliest car I've ever seen. Now, I personally don't think this car is ugly. I really appreciate it for being different and for not looking like its predecessors, which were some of the most mundane and vanilla crossovers on the road. This new Santa Fe is different, and I really appreciate it for that, in the same way that I appreciate the Cybertruck's design for being new and unique. However, unlike the Cybertruck, which I find ugly, I actually really do like the design of this Santa Fe. I think it stands out. I think it's boxy, futuristic. It's everything a crossover should be. Definitely not a compact crossover, which is how Hyundai markets this vehicle. I'm a fan, and I do see the Land Rover similarities. It's kind of giving Land Rover LR4 Discovery in a slightly smaller package. Now, unlike a Land Rover, you are only going to find 4 cylinders under the hood. There are 2 on offer. This is the 2.5 Turbo 4 that makes 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque that's mated to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. That's a lot of power, but that transmission is not my favorite. Dual clutches just are not as smooth as traditional automatics. They're designed for performance, but this is not a very sporty vehicle, so at times it feels clunky. There are also known reliability issues with this transmission in this model already. Look that up on your own. My preferred engine option is the other one. It's a 1.6 Turbo 4 hybrid system mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, a traditional automatic. That makes 231 horsepower and should return 34 mpg combined in an all-wheel drive setting, which is pretty good. This engine is a lot more thirsty. 24 mpg combined is the EPA rating in an all-wheel drive setting, although in a pretty dense urban setting, I've been seeing closer to like 16. It's really thirsty, and I mean, this is a big vehicle, and so these small engines, they do strain a bit more to move these vehicles down the road. This is a fine engine. I do like it. It is very punchy. You're never going to want for more power, but I don't think you're going to miss the roughly 45 horsepower jumping from the 2.5 down to the 1.2 too much, and I think the improved MPG and transmission are going to make it worth it. Regardless of the engine you get, and kind of regardless of the trim level you get, the cabin of the new Santa Fe is a very nice place. This is the XRT trim level, which is the off-roading trim level, but really it just gives you thicker sidewalls and all-wheel drive standard. It's back to $43,000, which is an amazing price, especially when you start to consider this vehicle's cabin. It's a very pleasant space. You get dual 12.3-inch displays, 2-zone automatic climate controls, heated front seats, adaptive cruise control with lane keep assist, a wireless charging pad that actually works with my phone because the charging pad itself is raised slightly from the surface on which you put your phone, so that if you have a camera hump like all modern iPhones, you can actually place your phone on the wireless charger without it not fully being on the surface and not actually wirelessly charging your phone. It's the first time it's actually worked with my phone. Good job, Hyundai, and the wireless charging pad is super grippy so your phone doesn't slide around. You also get a sunroof, and it's just a very comfortable, smart, and really nice place to spend time. This is an excellent interior, especially for the price point. Here in the second row of the new Santa Fe, I have so much room because this doesn't have a panoramic sunroof. There is plenty of headroom, and this seat actually can slide back even more, and it can recline a lot. So I can just lounge back here, and it's just so spacious. I laugh that they call this a compact crossover. More on that in a second. If I fold this down, or I slide this out, it reveals more storage. There's 2 cup holders on the outboard side. No peasant blockers, but you do get air vents on the B-pillar, which is nice. Fold this down, you get more cup holders, so you get 3 cup holders per seat, which is pretty cool. There's USB-C charging outlets on the back of the front row of seats, mat pockets. These seats are really comfortable. This is a very nice second row. And not only does it have a nice second row, but it also has a nice third row. This seat is adjusted to where it was in the last clip, and I at 6'2" actually fit plenty of headroom. My knees are touching up, but this seat could slide up a little bit. You get 2 cup holders, air vents. There's actually climate controls back here to adjust the fan speed. More cup holders over here. So this is a true 7-seater SUV. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not a compact crossover. A compact crossover is something like a Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V. Those are compact. Those are 2-row vehicles. This is an actual 7-seater, 3-row SUV. At the very least, it's a midsize SUV, but this is bigger back. This is a bigger back seat than something like a Toyota Sequoia, because that's body on frame that has really poor packaging in the way back. But this, I could actually sit back here if this seat was moved up for like 2 hours at least, and I would be a little uncomfortable, but totally able to do it. Now, behind the third row, you're only going to find about 14.6 cubic feet of storage, which is enough for a couple carry-on suitcases or grocery bags. But folding these seats down, which is pretty easy to do, that expands the cargo area to 40.5 cubic feet of storage, which is a really great space. And because this is so square and boxy, it's very usable. And I can lower the second row from the way back here, and that expands it to 79.5 cubic feet of space. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, not a compact crossover. I moved this week. This was the vehicle that helped me move. This is massive. This fit a sofa. This fit a dining room table in it. This is such a large vehicle, and because, once again, it is so boxy and square, it's such a usable space, you really get to maximize and take advantage of all of those cubic feet that those numbers are quoted in. Like, this is just such a usable vehicle. All right, driving the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. The big takeaways from driving this vehicle are that it's comfortable and it's very quiet in here. This is a very premium driving experience. I especially like the larger sidewalls you get on this XRT trim level. It really does help dampen the ride. It's quite comfortable. You really don't get too many sharp impacts into the cabin. And also, like all other modern Hyundai products, it's a very quiet cabin in here. It feels very premium. And that's also aided by just the layout and the design of this interior. I love these dual 12.3-inch displays. The climate controls being separated are very easy to use. They are touch sensitive in some regards, like turning on your heated seats and adjusting the fan speed, but in general, they are very easy to use. I also like the steering wheel design. That's very Land Rover-y, and this wireless charging pad is excellent. The engine is very punchy. This 2.5 liter turbo 4, 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque is definitely enough power for this vehicle. So much so that I'm very interested to drive the hybrid version, because I don't think you'll miss out too much going from 277 to 231 horsepower that the hybrid produces. But this car does want for efficiency, especially around town. I haven't been seeing great fuel economy in this car in a very urban setting, close to like 16 mpg, which is kind of par for the course for a big vehicle like this. But I would love to see what the hybrid can do and what it is capable of achieving in a urban setting, because that's where hybrids really exceed. And it's not like this is a performance vehicle. You're not going to be driving this car very aggressively, nor does it really drive aggressively at all. You know, it leans in the bends. Even though Hyundai markets this as a compact, this is a very large vehicle, and it drives as such, which is fine. What you want from these types of cars is for them to be comfortable, which this Santa Fe is. But because of that, I really don't think you need the larger engine, and I think the fuel economy benefits from the hybrid could be really substantial and help justify that car's slightly higher sticker price. But no matter which Hyundai Santa Fe engine option you go for, you are going to be getting a very premium vehicle. So that's the new Hyundai Santa Fe. It's got new looks, an incredibly practical interior, and a comfortable driving experience, all for a great price. I'm really eager to drive the hybrid version of this car because I think that might be the engine option to go for. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.